Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll show you how I made this hybrid neo-grime and halftime drum and bass project using Arcade from Output. Output are sponsoring this video, and I'd encourage you to check out my previous sponsored video if you'd like to see my approach to making jungle with Arcade. Arcade's uniquely curated libraries allow for endless creativity, whether you're working with its samplers or instruments, and I found this project quick and easy to put together. I've mainly used Arcade's built-in effects as well, since they're ultra intuitive. You can check out my sponsored link in the description where new users will get a 30-day free trial and 50% off their first paid month with new sounds added weekly. Let's get into it. For this project, the drums, bass, effects, and BPM are influenced by halftime drum and bass, whereas the leads and vocals are more neo-grime or wave inspired. This kick is from the Shadows line, which is intended for halftime stuff. There are a bunch of weighty kick loops in this line. I've used Arcade's built-in sample editor to turn this Tentacles loop into a one-shot. Plus, I've tuned it. Then we have the breaks. I've used Kickstart to add a pumping effect so the loop doesn't feel too busy. The main break is from Arcade's drum breaks line. This kit is called Master Chef. These macros are so useful for altering the timbre of the break. Then we have our first use of pressure, which is Arcade's go-to drum and bass line. Having rhythmic electronic textures on top of your analog real-world breakbeats helps bring them to life, and this Gorilla Breaks kit has a bunch of these. Let's take a look at this mixer section. The mixer gives you fine control over various effects, both via sends and a master bus, in addition to the macros. The sends are all assignable to macros as well. In fact, every knob in the plugin is. Anyone who's used Vital or Serum will be familiar with this workflow, and Arcade does a great job of integrating these industry standard workflows into its interface. It's part of what makes the plugin so user-friendly. Next, we have the clap layers. The first clap is a sample, but the next three are all from Arcade. Both rims are from Pressure. And I'm a big fan of tweaking this formant flux for some interesting timbral shifts. This scratchy dub snare is from Extra Perks. This sample is intended for hip-hop, but like many of the samples in Arcade, it works great for any genre. Anybody who's seen my approach to working with breaks knows that having some kind of top layer, usually hi-hats or tambourines, helps the drums gel. So that's what I have here. We have a few samples from Pressure for the hats. And then the first instance of the Inner World line, which we'll see a bit more of later on. I've ended up high passing all the drum elements aside from the kick. And there's some dynamics processing on the drums group. In my last video with Output, I went through multiple samplers within various lines. This time, I want to use the tag system to show you how user-friendly and quick it is to find the right sounds for your projects. So here I'm going to search using the drum and bass tag. No matter what I do. You can also look for specific samples, so drums, basses, synths, effects, choosing bass lines here. And you can choose from either samplers, instruments, or individual samples. Next, we have the basses. These are instruments, which in Arcade are multi-layered and sample-based. This preset's called Frigid Rave. If we look at the second bass, it uses an approach similar to wavetable synthesis, where we're repeating small sections of the sample. Then we have the effects. Inner World has lots of these cool sci-fi transition effects. And the rev effects from Shadows has a similar quality as well. Sounds nice and futuristic as well. I had far too many of these types of samples in the project to start with, and I think Arcade excels when it comes to these left field impacts and transition effects. The lead is intended as a bass and is an instrument from Shadows called Devious Phase. When I heard this, I thought of the classic gliding squares preset, really common in grime, but the jitteriness and the crazy glide make it stand out. All the samples in Arcade are high quality, but this instrument in particular sounds great. It's the filter pump and pulse that create this unique vibe. I've also layered another instance of the synth an octave above at points. and there's an echo on the group for a bit more atmosphere. Originally, I'd envisioned this project to be moody and dark, but Hooked makes it far too easy to put pitched up R&B vocals in everything, and I'm a sucker for this aesthetic, particularly in conjunction with square wave leads. I've added an echo here with a decent amount of feedback. I've used a sampler here, but there are a bunch of cool instruments in Hooked as well. Check out my link for Arcade in the description and trigger your creativity today. And that's the video. Thanks for watching, and please leave any questions in the comments. Thanks to Output for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you in the next one.